Good morning. Coming to you live in the gym in Solon Park, New Mexico. This is the 343 commitment and still counting. 110 floors for Manhattan's Lion's Den. Engine 23, Mark Whitford. He was the chauffeur, meaning the driver of the engine in response to 9/11, 2001. This climb is dedicated to his mother and father, Roger and Carol, his brothers, Dennis and Chris, and his sister, his wife, Renee, and twin sons, Timothy and Matthew. Chris was actually NYPD in Manhattan's first precinct, I believe is what it was called. And he worked the pile at Ground Zero. This climb is dedicated to the family, the FDNY, and to our country. We have a total of 7 verticals to get us to the 101st floor in this memorial climb for our brother, firefighter Mark Whitford. So we're just about to kick off that first of 7 verticals. And here we go. So our brother, Mark Whitford, was 31 years of age at the time of his response on 9/11. Our brother had graduated with a bachelor's of business, and he worked at Chase Manhattan as a person in financial prior to, in 1997, getting on with the FDNY. And said one of his proudest moments was when he was with Engine Company 165, that a vehicle pulled up behind the truck, which was parked out on the street, ran up to him and told him that his wife was in labor and he couldn't get to the hospital. So our brother and his crew delivered a 5-pound, 6-ounce healthy baby girl outside of the station in a vehicle. Our brother was a huge outdoors type of person. He loved scuba diving, rappelling, and rock climbing. It said that he went to Bear Mountain there in New York, went hiking, and he would go up to a place called Anthony's Nose, which was a lookout at the top of the mountain. It was very peaceful. One thing that I found out also, our brother was extremely good at wrestling. So good that the National Wrestling Hall of Fame actually had given him, I believe it was the Medal of Courage, along with Chief Downey. And for his sacrifice made so that others would be able to live. Our brother was a husband and a father. Husband to Renee and a father to his twin sons, Timothy and Matthew. Your husband and father will never be forgotten. His service to our country as a reserve captain in the United States Army at Fort Dix will never be forgotten. Our brother served 3 years with the FDNY. His last assignment being the Lion's Den there in Manhattan with Engine Company 23. Our brother was assigned as the chauffeur, and normally they are assigned to stay with the engine or the truck company or whatever the apparatus is that they drive. But it said that the night before, our brother had been doing everything he could to try to get into and transfer into a rescue company. Well, the night before 9/11, our brother received word that he was assigned a opportunity in joining Rescue Company number 5, Blue Thunder, out of Staten Island. He had an appointment to the company. On 9/11, our brother was part of the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil as part of the rescue effort, where due to their valor, bravery, and heroism, the greatest rescue effort in United States history, where upwards of 25,000 were saved. Our brother was sent to not stay with the truck because he was a rescuer. He went into action along with his other brothers, and nobody knew what was going to happen, but they went in to save as many lives as they could. And upwards of 25,000 were saved because of it. For this, we climb to share their stories so they are never forgotten and always remembered. Our brother received his appointment to the FDNY in 1997. It said he served 3 years. To the citizens of New York, but our brother also served his country. He was a reserve captain in the United States Army. He loved his country and served with pride there at Fort Dix. Our brother will not just become a name on a plaque or a picture on a wall. This is why we climb, to share his story for whoever will listen and learn, for the sacrifices that were made so that others could live. We're going to the top right now, the 339th brother to go up, with now 4 brothers left in the initial commitment to be carried to the very top, symbolically to the top of the towers is where we're headed. Our brother loved the outdoors, the peace and serenity that was found. It said he and his wife Renee had hiked up Bear Mountain in New York State, and I believe it was somewhere around the Hudson River for what I was reading. And they found serenity there in the mountains. He loved hiking to a place called Anthony's Nose, which basically looked out at the top. He loved rappelling, rock climbing, and scuba diving. Our brother's last response was on the Lion's Den out of Manhattan. The chauffeur, the operator of Engine 23. This is his climb for his wife Renee and twin sons Timothy and Matthew, to know that he will never be forgotten. For his mom and dad, Carol and Roger, his two brothers, Dennis and Chris, and his sister, your son and brother, will never, ever be forgotten. This is why we climb, to tell their stories here on this stair climber, in stairwells, coliseums, in 5Ks, and road races across the United States and across the world. We made a commitment and a promise 19 years ago, coming up on almost 20 years already, that we would never forget, but instead we would always remember. And unfortunately, some in the country want to move forward and move on, but it's our responsibility to keep our brothers' memories alive, for the families and for the FDNY, and to keep our promise as a country. This is why we climb. And right now, for our brother, Mark Whitford, we're taking him all the way to the top, to that symbolic 110th floor, giving an honor and respect. Coming to you live in the gym in Southern Park, New Mexico. This is the 343 commitment. And still counting, 110 floors for firefighter Mark Whitford. Into 23, Manhattan's Lion's Den. Our brother was 31 years of age when he responded to 9/11. Our brother was the chauffeur of Engine 23, and it said that just the evening before, our brother received confirmation that he was being transferred and assigned to Rescue Company Number 5, Blue Thunder, out of Staten Island, one of the Special Operations Heavy Rescues. The Special Operations consist of the Heavies, Rescues 1 through 5, the Squads, Hazmat Company Number 1, the Mothership and the Follow-On, and the Marine Unit. Specialist in Technical Rescue and Scuba Diving. Our brother loved rock climbing, rappelling, and scuba diving. He will never, ever be forgotten. This is why we climb, to tell his story for anybody that wants to listen. So his family, his wife Renee and sons, the twin sons, Timothy and Matthew, know that he will always be remembered. His legacy will live on. Our brother was very athletic, a class wrestler, and he was awarded, I believe it was the Medal of Courage, if I read it correct, from the National Wrestling Hall of Fame, along with Chief Downey. Please keep in mind everything is by memory, so if that award is off a little bit, I apologize, but everything is given from what I can remember during the climb. So, our brother had received a Bachelor's of Business, worked at Chase Manhattan before joining the FDNY in 1997. One of his proudest moments was when he was with Engine Company 165, and they were parked outside of their station just on the street. A vehicle pulled up, a guy ran up, explaining that his wife was in labor, and they couldn't make it to the hospital. So our brother and his crew went into action and delivered a 5-pound, 6-ounce healthy baby girl right outside their station in a vehicle. Right now, we're carrying our brother to the very top with honor and respect for his brother Dennis, for his brother Chris, who was with the NYPD, and it said, I believe he was on the Manhattan 1st Precinct, where he worked the pile at Ground Zero after 9/11. So this is the 339th climb of the initial 343 commitment. Following this will become the end still counting for those who work the pile at Ground Zero for days, weeks, and months until the almost 9-month completion of their recovery effort, when the last beam was removed and placed in the 9/11 Memorial Museum for those who succumbed to 9/11 illnesses and 9/11 cancers. Day 2, and 4 more climbs once that last climb is finished. Day 2 will rise and be carried to the top. We're going there right now with honor and respect for both the rescue and the recovery. Again, this right now is the initial 343 climbs. My brother headed to the top as soon as we're completed. We now have 4 brothers left to take to that 110th floor, symbolically going to the top of the towers. For our brother who served his country proudly as a reserve in the United States Army, he was a captain there at Fort Dix. For his mother and father, Carol and Roger. For his brothers, Dennis and Chris, and his sister, which I apologize, and his wife, Renee, and twin sons, Timothy and Matthew. Your son, brother, husband, and father will never be forgotten. Right now, we're on the second down side of that third to last vertical. We have 2 verticals left to get to that 101st floor, with this climb for the Lion's Den into 23 out of Manhattan. Our brother was a chauffeur assigned to Engine 23 on 9/11. It said that they didn't find his gear in the truck because our brother went into rescue mode with his unit, and because of the bravery, valor, and heroism that was shown on 9/11, 2001, 19 years ago, almost 20 years, upwards of 25,000 were saved. A husband and a father who loved the serenity of the outdoors. Our brother was a rock climber, scuba diver, and he loved to rappel. They're at Bear Mountain in New York State, which what I understood is around the Hudson River somewhere. And for their favorite lookout, Anthony's Nose, where it looked out across. This is your climb. Taking our brother to the very top, to that 110 floors, giving it honor and respect for the sacrifices that was made so that others could live. Our brother, just the night before, had got notification of his appointment and pending transfer to rescue number 5, Staten Island, Blue Thunder. Our brother was a rescuer. He had tried hard to get that transfer, and he just got notification. He was so happy from what it said that he was going to rescue 5. And our brother responded at 31 years of age on into 23 to 9/11. Went into his rescue mode into those towers to save as many as possible, where upwards of 25,000 were saved. This is his 110 floor memorial climb for our brother who proudly served his country as a captain in the United States Army Reserve in Fort Dix. Our brother gave 3 years of service to the citizens of New York. This is his climb to finish his footsteps as those who've already gone before him. The 339th brother to be carried to the top in this initial 343 climbs for the rescue effort. Before we start climbing for the Ansel counting, those who work the pile at ground zero for days, weeks, almost upwards of 9 months before the operation was declared to be complete, with the last being removed for those who succumbed to 9/11 illnesses and cancers. They will rise to the very top, to that 110th floor. They will go with honor and respect that is given for the sacrifices that were made to help bring resolve to their families, the FDNY, and to our country. That'll follow the last 4 climbs in this 343 commitment, and still counting. Coming to you live in the gym in Southern Park, New Mexico. Right now, for our brother, firefighter Mark Whitford. We got one more vertical about to kick off to the last, at the 101st floors is where we're going to end up. For his wife Renee and his son, his twin sons, Timothy and Matthew. He's going to the 110th. By the way, the 101st after this last vertical. Pushing our brother as the first climb of this 48-hour tour. Hoping to get down to 3 brothers left before this tour is complete. Each and every one story being shared on this climber in stairwells, in coliseums, stadiums, and 5Ks, and road races, biking all across the U.S. and across the world. We're carrying him. Our brothers will never become just a name on a plaque or a picture on a wall. We made a promise and a commitment 19 years ago that we would never forget. And that is why we climb. So we always remember the sacrifices that were made so that others could live. So we always remember their families and their story. This is why we climb. So we are now at the 101st floor, climbing on the stair climber for our brother, the chauffeur of Engine 23, Manhattan's Lion's Den, firefighter Mark Whitford. Our brother was a rescuer, and the evening prior, he received confirmation that he was accepted and going to be transferred to rescue Company 5, Blue Thunder, out of Staten Island. His dream in the fire service was to be on a rescue, part of FDNY, Special Operations Command. Our brother, his dream was advised to come true the night before responding on 9/11 on Engine 23. Manhattan's Lion's Den. He was so happy to find out our brother will never, ever be forgotten. This is the reason we climb, to share their stories and their legacies. Coming to you live in the gym in Southern Park, New Mexico, for our brother, United States Army Reserve out of Fort Dix, a Captain Mark Whitford, loved serving his country, loved serving the citizens of New York. Our brother actually worked for Chase Manhattan in finance before being appointed to the FDNY because he had a bachelor's in business. In 1997, his appointment came true when he got on the FDNY. He served 3 years. He will never be forgotten. For his mom and dad, Carol and Roger, brothers Dennis and Chris, and his sister, who I apologize, I can't remember her name at the moment, to his wife Renee, and twin sons Timothy and Matthew. Our brother has reached the top. Firefighter Mark Whitford, chauffeur of engine 23. Rest easy, brother. We'll take it from here. You will never, ever be forgotten.